Unscripted.
You know, all of us gaming fans are only human. We all have different feelings. We all have feelings of jealousy. We have feelings of inadequacy. We all have feelings that these companies aren't doing enough. Maybe they're lying. Maybe they're not paying attention. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's up to us fans to maybe reach out and sort of bridge that gap and demand better from these companies. And I think that both Microsoft and Sony do different ways of actually approaching this subject. Okay, so Sony, we saw, responded right away to the pre-order fiasco. They apologized. They're going to fix it. Microsoft, I've been begging Microsoft to do more games for years, and there's literally no reply or response. They've gotten more studios for sure, but I think that they could have done a better job of getting games in the interim, and they've really failed to do that. Now, IGN typically is a spot of, or a sore spot for a lot of Xbox fans because they feel like there's media bias. I can assure you there's not, but in this particular instance, this is like more evident than ever that there's no media bias. It's just people calling out Microsoft for doing Microsoft things. So we're going to have to see how that works out in the future, but this was hilarious and I can't wait to get into it. What's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel and it means a lot to me personally. If you guys wouldn't mind and you're looking for a way to help out a small channel like my own, you can please hit that like button. That really does a lot. You can share out the video. You can hit the bell so you're notified of all the content as soon as it drops. I do daily video game content. It means every single day unless something comes up. Something came up recently, but I'm back on track now. It's just going to take me a little bit to kind of get back to where I need to be. But with that being said, I really do appreciate everybody. So shout out to all the old subscribers, new subscribers, everybody in between. You guys are much appreciated, and it means the world to me that you continue to support my channel and continue to support me as a whole. It just is absolutely incredible, and please stay safe and be kind and game and just have fun, and get back to having fun that we do as fans. That's what the incredible thing is. So anyway, we saw the showcase at that Sony put on, and it was quite a showcase. They showed off some first party stuff, some third party stuff. The important thing for me was they showed off games actually running on the PlayStation 5. This has been a huge point of contention for the Xbox Series X because they failed to show off anything new actually running on the Xbox Series X, which has led many to kind of speculate that there's some kind of problem or issues there. Now, is there some kind of problem or issues? I don't know. I covered in another video that, according to Richard Ledbetter from Digital Foundry, that there are issues with the developer kits and the things like that. So that's why we haven't really seen anything much running on the Xbox Series X. That lines up with other leaks that we've heard previously during this year, where the Xbox Series X dev kits weren't as mature as the PlayStation 5, which is why a lot of third-party games are running on PlayStation 5 and being shown off on PlayStation 5, and the only third-party stuff being shown off on Xbox Series X are none, realistically, but we only hear like the indie developers and stuff like that even talk about the Xbox Series X. So again, it's like you can see it one side, on the PlayStation side, you have everybody sort of talking about the PlayStation 5, what a fantastic console it is, how everything's great. And then on the Xbox side, the only thing you've heard anybody talk about is Microsoft. They're saying, hey, we're great, our Xbox Series X, the most powerful, 12 T-flops, blah, 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 backwards compatibility. And then you hear some indie dev making a Dolphin game go, it's great, it's better than PlayStation, we love it. And it's like, okay, you're making Echo the Dolphin, and you're talking up the power of the Xbox Series X. I get it, but it doesn't make much sense. But at the end of the day, it's up to people themselves to sort of decide which way they're going to go, because I can't pick for you clearly. For me personally, I'm getting a PlayStation 5. I have one pre-ordered. If Microsoft somehow pull off a Hail Mary in the next few days and maybe can give me a reason to buy an Xbox Series X, I'll do that. I do feel like it's a powerful console, but if I get one, I just feel like it's going to sit there for a while, not being used. And the reason being is they don't have anything compelling coming out for it. So hopefully they can get that fixed. But one of the things that could be fixed and should be fixed is the exclusive situation. I've been complaining about this for years. Other people have been complaining about it even longer than me. But the fact of the matter is, you're Microsoft. You're planning 5 consoles since 2016. They've announced 5 new consoles: the Xbox One S, the Xbox One X, the Xbox SAD, the Xbox Series X, the Xbox Series S. That's 5 consoles that's been announced since 2016. Yet here we are in 2020, almost 2021, and there's no AAA exclusives announced for the launch of any of these consoles. They're launching more consoles this November than AAA exclusives, 2-0. So that's a big problem. Now, with that being said, you hear this thrown around a lot, anti-consumer. Sony's anti-consumer because they're locking their new games behind a $500 paywall. You know, it's not true. Of course not. People buy new consoles for new experiences and new games not possible in the old hardware. That's why so many people are ticked off that Sony's doing a few cross-gen games. With that being said, Sony made a big announcement, Final Fantasy 16 exclusive to PlayStation 5. Now, why did that tick people off? Well, they tick people off because they're Xbox fans and they're not going to get to play this game for a year, just like Final Fantasy 7 Remake. So of course you're going to say that's anti-consumer. Now, Ryan McCaffrey is the Xbox guy at IGN. He does the Xbox podcast. He's not biased against Xbox, but he came out and said this, which I thought was absolutely a brilliant take and 100% the honest truth. He says, please spare me all of your quote-unquote exclusives are bad for the industry takes, Xbox fans. I'm commenting on what I see. Final Fantasy 16 is a huge get for Sony. It's a business. If Xbox had trotted out anything remotely as big as exclusive as this, you'd be celebrating it loudly, which is 100% the point that I've made for years and years and years. If Microsoft is competing, and, you know, obviously with their price points and stuff like that, it does seem like they are competing, then you got to have content to compete. It does more than just that. Look, Netflix, they tried like heck to be able to get The Office, an old show, but they want that show on Netflix because millions of people watch it, right? It's all about content. HBO has their own content. Netflix has their own content. You know, Netflix has Stranger Things. HBO had Game of Thrones. Once that was canceled, people left HBO. People get Hulu. People get Disney Plus. Disney Plus pulled their content off of Netflix because they want it exclusively for their own stuff. You need content. Whether you're an app or not, you need content. So the fact that Microsoft is kind of willy-nilly with this whole situation just goes to show you exactly how far they have not come. Yes, they've got some studios. Yes, there's some games coming. But how do you not have stuff coming till 2023 or 2024? Maybe Halo makes it out next year at the holiday time, but there's a chance that that could possibly be delayed into 2022 as well, right? And then you've literally gone 2 years plus without a AAA exclusive from your first party. How do you not plan better than that? I understand Halo's a big name. Halo's a big game. But at the same time, what on earth was Microsoft thinking? What were they doing by not having more thought and more idea to actually go out there and have more eggs in the basket than just that? It honestly does not make sense to me, and I really do hope that they have something, just absolutely blows my mind, right? Like, you have a $1 trillion company. You've got millionaires. You got people in a corporation that continually say they listen. But then at the end of the day, when you're looking at the games, it's clear that they're not listening because the hardcore fans have been asking for games for a long time. I know because I'm one of them. I'm one of the ones that bought 5 Xbox consoles this past generation. Think about it. I bought a $500 Xbox One at launch. I bought 2 Xbox One S's. I also bought 2 Xbox One X's. I've have over 1,000 games, 2 external hard drives, 16 terabytes of hard drive space for my Xbox, 2 Elite controllers, 9 other different controllers. I'm a hardcore Xbox fan. The fact that I am buying my games on PlayStation now and am getting a PlayStation 5, I'm far more worried about getting that than an Xbox, needs to tell you all you need to know. Now, if you're happy with Xbox and what they're doing, I think that's fine. I think that's fine. But at the end of the day, for me, it makes the most sense to go with PlayStation. And if they start doing stuff that I don't agree with, I'm happy to kind of talk out about that. Again, I've been very upfront about this. Sony should watch themselves with this whole PC market thing because it might not be worth it. You might lose your hardcore fans just for what? So you can sell another 500,000 copies on PC. It doesn't make a lot of sense, and losing fans on your console. And I realize that console sales aren't everything. You want you want more people buying your games and your services, but at the same time, if you have services and if you sell 150 million consoles, you're going to have that many people that you can reach with your services and your content. That's the big difference, right? Microsoft is so willy-nilly about selling their console, and then people are surprised that, they're not doing as well as Sony when it comes to the actual revenue. Like, Microsoft makes revenue, but you have to keep in mind, they make a lot of revenue off of Minecraft, which is multi-plat. They also make revenue off of stuff like Havoc Engine and Azure Cloud. Okay, they aren't making necessarily a ton of revenue off of Xbox stuff itself. They've already mentioned that they're not making anything much off of Game Pass, and now they had to spend even more to get EA Play on Game Pass. So they're spending all this money and they don't have anything really coming in from it, and people are still thinking that, you know, Xbox Live could go free, and it could, but that would cost them $2 to $3 billion a year, so they would be losing even more money. So it doesn't make a lot of sense. You know, maybe you make that up on the back end, but if you don't have the content, it doesn't matter. All right, whether it's timed, exclusive forever, or whatever, you need to get your fans content, and Microsoft has been pretty piss poor in that respect. So you can hype up your stuff being on a phone, a plane, a train, it doesn't matter, but if you don't have content that people want to play right then, right there, it really doesn't matter. Anyway, I'd be curious to hear what you guys think. This is absolutely 100% spot on in my opinion. If Xbox had a deal like this, everybody would be shouting about it from the rooftops. Let me know. Please stay safe, happy, and healthy. Thank you. Please consider watching more of my videos. Consider subscribing. Rack them up. Have a great day. Game on, my friends. Game on. Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.